Welcome to another episode of Kim TV. Today's episode is actually really special. We're doing something completely different and I'm so excited about it. So it's actually been inspired by all of y'all's questions, your emails over on Facebook, via even the YouTube comments below. I'm so excited that you guys have been sending a ton of questions and you're really interested in the topics that we're following. So that being said, this is the very first Q&A segment of Kim TV. You're gonna get to send in your questions via Twitter using hashtag AskKimJ, and I'm sure it's gonna be somewhere on the video. And I will personally reply to all of your questions, and in addition, if I like your question, it'll be featured here on the show. So anyway, today's question actually comes and from a very special Facebook fan, and his name is Antonio. Antonio, big shout out to you and all the cool things you're actually doing with fitness and health. I'm really excited to have you be the first question on the show. And your question was actually really cool. Antonio asked this question like 2 months ago, but unfortunately I was having some serious technical issues and I wasn't able to shoot a video before now. But we're gonna get right into the question, and I hope the tips I'm gonna share with you are gonna be helpful. So Antonio asks, I'm slowly building a following on Instagram, but can't figure out how to do the same on Facebook. I don't understand it. Should I treat them differently? Great question, Antonio. You're absolutely right. You need to always treat every single social media channel completely different. And the reason is because they are different. They have different audience, people consume content in different ways, and so it's really important that as marketers and small business owners and entrepreneurs, we're always making sure that we're treating each and every social network completely different. And that brings me to kind of figuring out what the differences are between Instagram versus Facebook. It's pretty simple, honestly. If you look at Instagram, Instagram is a mobile-only channel, which means that people can only publish content via their smartphones or tablets. Whereas Facebook is a mobile and a desktop application. And it's a channel that also allows for more than just photo posts. So you can create, text updates, you can upload videos, you can have Facebook photo albums, and a really big array of different types of content can be published to Facebook. Whereas on Instagram, you have 15-second videos and also photos. So that's really important. Also, understanding the differences between the ambience. People are on Facebook to catch up with their friends, to really interact with their family members, and kind of get the scoop on what everyone's doing. Whereas Instagram is more of an artsy, let's capture our daily lives kind of platform where people are just really encouraged to create amazing videos and really beautiful photos. And it's really simple to create beautiful photography and videos using Instagram with the filters and the editing tools. It's just a really great kind of platform. You also have to understand that there's 1 billion Facebook users, whereas Instagram has just a few million because it is a very new platform. So that's really important to know as well. Now, the third thing I want you to keep in mind is the fact that people consume content differently. On Facebook, you're going to be consuming content directly on the news feed, and Facebook has a particular way of figuring out what stories actually get shared on the newsfeed. And a story is any interaction, a like, a comment, a piece of content, a share. They're all called stories inside of Facebook. So everyone's consuming these stories that come either from their friends, promoted or sponsored messages, which are ads, of course, or content that other pages that they've liked have shared. So it's really important that whenever you're creating content on Facebook, you're creating content that is extremely high quality content, but is also very engaging. So it has to be content that your fans are going to want to consume, that they're going to get excited about, because Facebook is taking notes on every single interaction that every single one of your fans is taking with your content, whether it be via a like, a comment, a share, a click. Every single interaction counts. It's like kind of having bonus points. The more engagement you get on your posts, the more people are going to actually see that content in the newsfeed because Facebook is going to push it out into the newsfeed. Not so with Instagram. Instagram is a feed. All of the content is going to be published in order of the amount of time it was published. So let's say that someone publishes a photo at 9 a.m. It's going to be shown at the very bottom of the newsfeed, and then everything that's published afterwards is going to be kind of in order of recency. So you have to understand that although Instagram shows the content potentially to all of the people who follow you, they have to be online to consume the content when you are publishing it, or they have to scroll all the way down to make sure that they actually see your content, which a lot of people don't do. So keep in mind that that's kind of how that works on Instagram. Not so on Facebook. Facebook will push out the content that is highly engaging. So that leads me to 3 tips I have for you to grow your Facebook fan base. The tip number 1 that I want you to really pay attention to is something that I learned from Amy Porterfield, and it's make sure that you're active outside of Facebook. It's extremely important that you're sending people back to your Facebook page because it is not super easy to find a Facebook page, just discover it out of the blue on Facebook. Why? Because there's a billion users. It's oversaturated. So your Facebook page has to be kind of the main hub when it comes to sending people back to your Facebook page from all the different assets you might have. So I want you to think about where you connect with your prospects, your clients. Where do you connect with people? If you are, let's say, a retailer, right? And you have a physical location with a lot of foot traffic, you want to make sure that you're displaying your Facebook page prominently via signage, maybe printing it out on the receipts that you give your customers, making sure that you're giving them an incentive to go back to your Facebook page. You can offer them a discount, you can offer them a promotion, you can run a contest, really important. But what if you don't have a physical location? How do you send people back to your Facebook page? Well, that's pretty simple. If you have a website, make sure that you have what is called a like box. A like box is going to allow your web visitors to like your page without having to go back to your Facebook page. You want to keep your website visitors on your website because that's usually where you sell them on your product. You don't want them going back to social media and getting distracted, but you want them to actually like your page. So the like box lets you do that. And I'm going to leave a link with all the information on how to install a like box in the description below. So pay attention to that. The other thing you can do is if you have a piece of content that is very prominent, you can always, put it in a downloadable form and add your Facebook URL to it. You can, if you have a large email list, invite all of your email contacts to like your page on Facebook. You can even get really creative with it and interactive and maybe ask them a question and have them participate over on your Facebook page. You can do the same thing if you're having some kind of speaking engagement. This is actually becoming very popular, and a lot of speakers now are interacting with their audience on social media while not necessarily on social media, but they're sending their peeps over to social media to interact with them after the presentation is over. So you can have a particular post where you invite your audience to actually engage with you over on your Facebook page, and after the event you answer their questions via that Facebook page, or you get creative with it. Always send people back to your Facebook page. It's honestly the best way to grow your fan base. So that is tip number 1, is always send people back to your Facebook page. Get active outside of Facebook. The second tip is equally important, and it's kind of Captain Obvious. Create amazing content, and that is really easy to say and not as easy to do. So I want you to pay attention to what your audience is consuming, what they want from you, whether that be your best tips, your best advice, motivational quotes. great, inspiring videos. It doesn't matter what your industry is, you have to make sure that you're inside of your customers' minds. And that is the key to creating phenomenal content that they're going to want to consume, because you're giving them something that they crave. So it's really important that you pay attention to what your customers want and ask them. Whether you have to, call them on the phone and ask for their feedback, it's going to create great information for you that you can apply to your business in every single aspect, but social media especially, because you're able to create free content that people are going to want to consume. And remember, the way that Facebook content is distributed into the newsfeed is via engagement. So the more likes, comments, shares, clicks you get on your posts, the more people are going to see it. And you have to understand, it's not just your Facebook fans, it's also the friends of your fans who are seeing that content. So it makes your content very discoverable over on the Facebook platform. And that's exactly what you want. You want to bring new people into your Facebook page. So that is tip number 2. Tip number 3 is something that you might have already tried or might have not even considered. I don't know. But it's using Facebook advertising. I have found some amazing results with Facebook ads, and a lot of times people are a little bit scared of Facebook advertising because it can become very complex. But I'm going to leave an extra tutorial for all of you guys watching, and especially for you, Antonio, in the comments, in the description, below. That's going to guide you on how to create your first Facebook ad and grow your fan base that way. You have to get really strategic when it comes to growing your fan base, and there's a lot of great sort of incentives that you get when you start growing your Facebook fan base. And one of them is actually that when you do want to kind of branch out and test out Facebook advertising, if you advertise to your current fans, it's a lot less expensive. So there's a lot of different reasons to try advertising, and you don't have to start with a huge budget, which is one of the things that a lot of business owners are concerned with. I have gotten amazing results from really honestly spending $5 a day, $3 a day, and you can significantly grow your fan base slowly and steadily using a smaller budget. So those are my 3 tips for you. Kind of recapping is, number 1, get active outside of Facebook. That's going to significantly grow your Facebook fan base. Number 2, extremely important, is creating great quality content that your audience wants to consume. And number 3 is testing out Facebook ads and growing your fan base that way. It's definitely one of the only platforms that allows you to grow your fan base with very little amount of money. So definitely try that out and see how it goes for you. So Antonio, I hope that these tips were helpful for you. Definitely hop over to my Facebook page and let me know how it's going for you, whether the tips were useful or not. See what I did there? I was sending you back to my Facebook page. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed these tips, and now it is your turn. The question of today is, what are your tips and tricks to grow your Facebook fan base? We all are interested in this topic, and I definitely want to hear from every one of you what's been working with you. If it hasn't been working, then share your frustrations, and I will personally respond to every single one of these, but it's also going to be very helpful for the community at large, because we're here to help each other. That's the point of the show. So definitely leave a comment below, and don't forget to head over to Twitter and ask your questions using hashtag AskKimJ, and your question might be featured here on the show. I'm going to personally answer all of your questions via Twitter. But if your question is awesome, I'm definitely going to feature it on future episodes of the show. So I love you guys. Make sure to share this video if you like it and spread the word. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next time on Kim TV.